Welcome back, y'all, to That's What I'm Saying, the podcast about hip-hop, entertainment, dating, sex, relationships, and social issues from a sometimes ratchet, because you know how me and my sister do sometimes, but mostly woke perspective. So you can subscribe. That's What I'm Saying. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Pretty much wherever you listen to your podcast, you can listen to us. Also, watch That's What I'm Saying, the TV show, weekdays on Island TV, or just download the Island TV app. Also, follow us on Instagram at TwistPod. So I'm Shaun.
And I'm Shatara.
Hey, sis. Hey, how you do?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I am doing wonderful, doing pretty good.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that.
Living life, and life is living.
Amen to that. We got a heat wave over here in Jersey.
Oh, you want to
I was going to tell you about the weather.
You want to talk about a New York, New Jersey heat wave?
We do. It's like 100. Today is like 98, sunny, beaming, hot, muggy. And, that's all. Wearing flip-flops. It's nice.
Okay, well, enjoy.
Mm-hmm. It won't last for long.
I know. Tomorrow it'll be 50 degrees. It'll be it's cold. So
shady. So shady. Mother Nature's like laughing.
Mm-hmm.
But
so it's got to fell on your toes. Okay, all right.
It is what it is.
Good to hear you. Good to hear your voice. But glad all is doing well. So
to be heard.
What are we calling this episode?
We are calling this episode "Put Some Respect on My Name."
Put some respect on it. You know why?
And let me tell you something that was it's funny to me, but it's a real thing.
Mm-hmm.
So in Japan, they have names that have restrictions on it. Like legally, you cannot name your kids what they call shiny or glittery names, which are names that are unusual pronunciations and like hard to pronounce, like Pikachu or Nike.
Okay.
I don't know. All right. That's in Japan. So the United States, we're on board and we have some names that are deemed illegal as well. You cannot put these names on your birth certificate. And let me tell you what some of them are. Some of them are.
Mm-hmm.
King.
I have a friend named King.
Look at that. Well, guess what? He's going to be, his birth certificate is going to be smudged out. Because I'm sure it's a carbon copy.
You have to write his name on his cheek like Prince did. Not say
it. Formerly known as. So you got King, Queen, Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh.
Roman numerals 3, right?
Okay.
Santa Claus. Majesty. Adolf Hitler. Messiah. The symbol @ like online.
Mm-hmm.
And 1069.
What's 1069? I'm just wondering. I don't know. Okay.
I don't know. It's October 6th, 9th. I don't know. So, and I was thinking, I was like, what's the weed day? Like, what's the official weed?
Is it 420?
420, but that's not on there. So I just thought, like, you mean to tell me I can't name my baby Santa Claus?
Not today.
But my baby was going to be Santa Claus. Baby girl, Santa Claus, come on in here.
That is just so, this is interesting. Like, you just, I guess they'll tell you you will not get a birth certificate for your child.
I feel like I've met females named Queen.
I've met quite a few. Quite a few. I know some Jesus Christos. I know a Jesus Christos. So yeah. Majesty. I know a Majesty.
You know a Majesty? Do you know Messiah?
I know a Messiah, or I've heard of a Messiah. So this is interesting. I think well, I don't know if it's here, but in France, Nutella. To name the kid, name your baby Nutella.
Well, you know what? I just, and I say this in comedy as well. Like, white folks have no creativity on their names. So it's really black people that really came with it. So you can say what you want. You got a ghetto name. You got Shanti, Shanique, Tara, Chanel, Shantae, Zakia, Darnique. I can go on. Those are just creative names that are like outside the box. So white folks have boring names so much so that they had to put some legal standards on it. Because we're not thinking about all this right here. We've been doing this.
This is true, and I agree.
This doesn't pertain to us.
In the English language, it's so small. it's a small.
No creativity, like I say. Like October, June, autumn, like no creativity. So, and then I'm thinking King was always like a black man has a pit bull named King
or something. Our dad had a dog. He had a dog named King.
Yeah, so this is funny to me, but they have a list. Like Adolf Hitler, I get it. But there's somebody out there that's naming their kid Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, definitely.
That's funny to me. So yeah, and in Japan, don't you do it. So speaking of people with great names, the singer Jaheim was spotted at the Lenox Mall in Atlanta, and it's a little video, and he's trying to convince the fan that he's somebody else.
I didn't see the video, but
mind you, like I think he's singing a little bit, and he's like, "Oh, it ain't me." He's like, "I wish I had his money though."
Now,
and it's so.
What do you think it is? Like, is he? Because you know what I mean, like back in the day, like I remember. I went to Rutgers, and Jaheim was like in and around that area, and
yeah, he's from like New Brunswick. Yeah.
So we would see him, and this was like before he became Jaheim the singer.
Mm-hmm.
A beautiful, you know what I'm saying? Like his voice is so.
Oh, I love his voice.
I could just sit and just listen to his voice. Like that's that's how magnificent it is. But I'm like, what happened? Like what's his thing? Like what's going on?
I don't know, because you know how like since the pandemic, all of these like 90s R&B singers are all on tour coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like looking for him to be one of them, because like you said, his voice has remained. He sounds amazing. I don't know. The hairline has went. Have you seen like before you? There's like a meme that says before you put a woman first, after you put a woman first.
You gotta see Wonder.
He loves his hairline. He has a George Jefferson bald in the top.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And see, I don't know the Lenox Mall like the back of my hand, of course, but the store looks like he's in Century 21. It made me laugh. I was like, "Oh, that's in Century 21." I was like, "Oh, wait a minute, there is no more Century 21."
Century 21. Back it up.
Yeah, I need you to see the video. It is funny because like how he's like woo singing, he's like, "It ain't me." Ain't nothing stopping me from getting back tight with you. It ain't me. She was like, yeah, that's you. Anyway, I thought that was funny. Did you see Brad Pitt's new girlfriend, Inez de Ramon?
No. Yes, I did. I've seen the pictures. So can I
do tell?
Hold on, before we talk about her, can we just talk about him for a second? Like, Brad Pitt, I think, is 61 years old. Brad Pitt, I don't know if it's CGI or I don't know if it's the Botox. I don't know what's going on, but whatever's going on, it is doing right by him. He still can get it, okay? Over here. He still can get it. All right? Okay. He still
just want to let it be known.
Yes.
He was one of my first. I had many.
I remember. Girl, wait.
He's one of my Legends of the Fall, Christian.
Legends of the Fall.
If he didn't give that lady a back shot, I'm not even gonna tell you how old I was, but I was like, oh.
All I know is I had that movie on a VHS, and there were certain parts that I would have to pause and rewind.
Girl.
And host.
Oh. Yeah. That girl was like, I'm gonna marry Christian. I was like, me too. Fuck a bedtime story. Can we watch Legends of the Fall?
Oh my God. Wait, it was that, and what was his other movie? Troy?
Oh, no. Ooh. Troy. Oh, wait, what was the Interview with a Vampire?
That was Lestat. Yeah.
And that was him and what's the other one?
Brad Pitt
and Tom Cruise. They were together, and the little girl wanted to grow up. Mm-hmm. Anyway, there's many. So apparently he's in a movie with Damson Idris coming up.
I know.
And they're
I try to watch it on the Fire Stick, but it's not out yet. So please.
It looks good, but I wanna agree with you on that. Now I was on the track recently, and there were these two older gentlemen, and they were both silver foxes. Like they, and they probably like well into their 60s, you know what I'm saying? Like around the track. They were speaking another language. So let's just say, I don't even know, whatever. No. But I had to say, I was like, something with men that are aging, if a man ages gracefully, like they had all their hair. I mean, it was they were nice looking men, silver foxes, 60 and up. And I thought, what is it with women when they age that, young guys, will look at and say, wow, like she's like still got it, still aging gracefully. And I thought, just ass.
What?
Men don't care about nothing else, but just, I think
it's more than that.
Well, a man, they smelled good, and they just was silver all the way, and they were clearly up into the AARP age, and it didn't even matter. I was like, see, y'all still got it going on. Mm-hmm. Brad Pitt still has that gray.
Because when you think about it, he's probably twice the age of Damson Idris in this movie. Like
Jesus.
You know what I'm saying? And can still, man, let me tell you.
Brad looks good.
He looks great.
He still look, and even though like, I see it in his face, it's like aging, but it doesn't look bad though. Aging does not look bad on him.
He looks like aged, but in a good way, like mature.
In a good way.
Okay,
I always
think talking about his girl. Who are we talking?
Okay, so here we go. I'm like, Inez de Ramon. So I'm looking at her, and I'm just thinking she kind of has a dark hair, but then again, she also reminds me of a little bit of George Clooney's wife.
Yes, yeah, I see that.
And I don't want to say she looks like Angelina Jolie. But
I definitely think he has a type.
A type. I was going to say that if we were to say he has a type, maybe because it ain't no Jennifer Aniston for sure.
This definitely no Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah,
she looked like his ex-wife a little bit,
a little
tiny. I mean, and maybe it's just the dark hair and the big mouth and the big face.
Do you see George Clooney's wife a little bit?
I do. Amal Clooney, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, he got himself a little girlfriend.
I know Brad is bending that over. I already know.
He said, "Don't you worry about me."
Wait. Remember Brad and Thelma and Louise? I'm just saying.
No, wait a minute. I take you all the way back to Quentin Tarantino. Something with love, and he was the guy on the couch. True Romance.
Oh, wasn't he a killer?
No, he was just the guy that smoked weed on the couch with long hair, and he just always woke up when like shit went down. Like it was so. That's how far back I go with this damn Brad Pitt. Like, damn, Brad is like I get it. I get it, everybody. I get it. I've been getting it for years.
Okay.
Yeah. I just want to give a rest in peace to MTV VJ Ananda Lewis, who passed away.
Absolutely.
From cancer. And from what I know, I feel like when she announced her fight with cancer, she was like refusing chemotherapy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, just they're saying like encourage women, get your mammograms, like, see about your health. We don't have to be so strong.
Yeah. And, I think her life is a legacy with that because she was, I don't know what's going on, but you like moving around a lot. I can hear it. But okay, so I know you're gonna get that together. Anyway, I just want to give her flowers because there was a point, and I've watching the videos where Ananda came to a point where she acknowledged that sometimes the headstrongness is not always the way to go because she defied some and especially with Black women and us and the medical system. It's like we have to advocate for ourselves 100 times over because we get ignored. I've had it happen to me where misdiagnosed, undiagnosed. So paralleling that with understanding your body and availing yourself for the help that's out there, the treatments and balancing that. So, I appreciate her because she had to almost in a way fall on her own sword and say, I should have listened. I should have done more instead of, and not saying the holistic approach is wrong, but sometimes you have to do it in tandem with the medical approach. You have to do what's best for you. So I'm, in the end, rest well, Ananda. I remember her from back in the day. That's when BET used to be in Washington, D.C. when I was in school in the area, and you could actually go to BET and watch. I can't remember the show because she was like first she was on a video show and then she was like a correspondent, but you could actually go to the studio and watch the live shows. So, just rest well with her because I remember her from even back in the day. She was so beautiful. She's
so pretty. MTV. What was that show? It was anyway. Yeah, it was.
Don't even do it.
They were always on the beach.
It was on, yeah.
TRL. It was TRL.
TRL.
Total Request Live. Yes, I remember that.
Yeah. So,
back when videos was the jam, like it was to get home and watch videos.
So rest well with her, and I know she, she had to be at peace with her decision.
Yes, rest well. So, your friend Tyler Perry has been accused of sexual assault. There is a $260 million lawsuit against the billionaire.
Now, so who is Derek Dixon that filed it though?
So this Derek Dixon is an actor from the very popular show The Oval.
Oh,
and I mean he was on there, and he's
who it is? Like, what's the guy look like?
Oh, I want to say he's a nice looking guy.
Nice looking Black man.
I can't tell if he's Black or Latino.
Okay, I'm gonna give him. Okay.
Yeah, Black, white, Latino, but okay. He's nice looking. Let's whatever he is, he's nice looking. So basically, he's saying he's being accused of quid pro quo, sexual harassment, sexual battery, retaliation, other counts. And apparently he came with receipts. So I got a chance to see some of these text messages going back and forth to the point where I stopped looking because I was like, okay, I can't scroll anymore. Like, this is a lot. And then I thought of AI. And I was like, you know what? I was like, AI is really a thing. And I decided to like not even continue to look. I was like, and I just left it alone. I was like, you just never know.
So what are you saying? You just never know what? I'm not understanding what.
I'm like, is it made up? Like, is this it's all like just very made up?
What
You know,
part
is this a cash grab? Like,
oh,
that's how I'm looking at it. Like, I mean, a $260 million. We know Tyler Perry is a billionaire, so just some people are coming up with these allegations, and they just want people to settle. Like, they'd expect you to not go to court, and they'll if you give me even a little bit of that 260 million, I'll be happy with it.
Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking. A lot of people are doing.
It could be. I mean, what Tyler Perry has probably 30 days less to respond, so we're gonna see. I'm assuming he's denying all accounts. I don't know, man. I don't know. We're gonna see. It'll start to unfold. We're gonna see. But I hope that it's not true. I hope that the allegations are not true. Even though you know what? I got Tyler Perry fatigue. The movies, the shows, it's too much, and it's just too much for me. And I had to bow out because I watched Straw. I don't know if you saw it.
I didn't, and I just felt like I needed to put myself in the mood for it. So when my husband was like, you want to watch it? I was like, no, I'm a little more on the up and up. I was like, I'm going to watch Righteous Gemstones instead. I'm going to watch Baby Billy.
What's so funny is I watched Righteous Gemstones after I saw Straw. After I watched it, I threw it right on. Yep. I didn't care what episode, I just threw it on.
Was it good? How was Straw? How was it?
These are not movies where I feel like they're good. I mean, yes, you get to see what's her name? Her actress.
Taraji.
It's Taraji. She always does. She just, she's phenomenal, whatever she is. But I'm tired of the story. I'm tired of the storyline. That's all I'm gonna say. And it's, in actuality, it without giving too much, it has a twist. There's a twist in it, but if this didn't come from Tyler Perry, I would kind of say, I think there would be a lot more discourse and dialogue about what it really means. But because this is Tyler, I feel like it's a little exploitive as opposed to shining light on an issue in the Black community and a discussion. This is what I'm saying. Like, I don't feel the genuineness of it. That's what I'm gonna say.
Okay, you don't feel genuineness. Okay.
I don't feel like this. Yeah, I don't feel like this is a genuine storyteller who is telling a story to bring light for change and a discourse on how mental health affects the Black community. I don't feel like that's what this is about. I think this is not. That's not what it's. So anyway, and I'm just. Look, I'm never hating on a Black man. Do what you got to do, but I'm the quality of some of this stuff is like,
Okay, so Beauty in Black, I did stop watching.
I'm not gonna. Didn't I tell you that?
Yep, yeah. I stopped with that, and then there's this.
You stopped because it was over, or you stopped because you just couldn't.
It just lost me. Like just the dialogue especially was like, ooh, like it just pretty much lost me. It was just very like. It was just too much. Like, and don't get me wrong, like cursing and motherfucker this, it was just like, okay, like that's enough. Like everybody talking so horribly to each other. I got lost. Like, okay, where'd the storyline just go? That was just me. However, there's a new one, She the People, with she was the actress that was on the Steve Harvey show that was dating. Anyway, she plays like a politician. Anyway, my point is that this one actually looks good. I saw the trailer for it and I laughed and it looked a little lighthearted. And I was like, okay, I see some comedians that I know in there. I was like, you know what? This actually looks a little up and up. So I'm going to give it a try. She the People.
All right.
I'm going to give it a go. Yeah, she's campaigning and it looks funny.
Okay.
Okay. But anyway, damn it, Tyler. So like you said, I hope this isn't true. But it's messed up that everybody now is on this like cash grab. Like, I'm gonna make a big amount gesture, and if you just give me a little bit of that, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
Okay. Real quick, I know we have so much more to get to, but did you see Shannon Sharp going off on Jim Jones. Now, basically, so it's so Ocho is in the middle with his shiny, bright, white new teeth. Jesus, teeth are serious. Porcelain, I tell you. Porcelain teacups.
Piranha, a little bit like the piranha teeth, but
that Ocho. Oh boy, it's like one sheet straight across.
grand opening, grand closing.
like white, just all white chiclets all the way across. Mr. Wilson. I just say that because in the movie Dennis the Menace, he replaced Mr. Wilson's teeth with chiclets. Mr. Wilson came out with 2 big buck teeth. Woo! So as they're going back and forth, Jim Jones was kind of like really being a little bit over the top bravado with it. And he was just like, you needed me on this show for views, to be hot. And he was like, wait a minute, what other hot show have you been on? Like, first of all. And then was like, you're not Nas, you're not Jadakiss, you're not Jay. Like, they're the ones. Like, you're not even there yet. So, like, slow down.
All the sun is trying to sun.
Yeah, and then he was like, I know more Nas rap lyrics than you, blah, blah, blah. And then I do like that. Shannon was like, first of all, I'm 50, I'm 56. I don't know no rap. I ain't rapping no. I ain't rapping nobody's rap. Rat-a-tat-tat. He's so country and old school with it.
When I say, I appreciate the down home, but I'm like, I have to put my hands on my knees when I listen to him. Like, hands on my knees, hands on my knees.
Oh my gosh! Just hearing, but I will say he was ready for him. He's like, the one thing you ain't gonna out talk me. You didn't get the invite to Club Shay Shay. Oh, it was so funny, but and then Jim was basically like, no, like, I'm one of the biggest Nas fans. Like, you can't even rap none of his lyrics right now. Like, this is all for views. Like, if you really want to talk hip hop. I was like, okay, he got that. Like, all right, because I really can't see, Shannon was kind of going on as if like these people are his friends. But if he's like a real true hip hop connoisseur, even if you 50, come on now, some people can get it and be like, wait a minute, incarcerated Scarfaces, turn that up. Mm-hmm. Talking about, I'm going to get my my high blood pressure pills from back to the veterans home. Hold on now, turn that on up.
Yeah, so, no, it was. I think
he just not a hip hop head.
But I'm gonna always be a Jim Jones. I'm always be in his corner.
Aww.
That's just me.
Ballin'.
Yep. At the end of the day.
Oh shit. Damn it, Jim Jones.
I'm all that when it comes to Jim Jones. At the end of the day, not for nothing. Mm-hmm.
Not for nothing. Speaking of not for nothing, and I want to just wrap this ratchet up, but I can't because I have so much. Did you hear what happened to R. Kelly in jail?
Now, I heard something that he overdose or something?
No, somebody poisoned him.
Oh, is that what is?
And they were saying that it was like, was it like the skinheads or something?
What?
Something like that. So they gave him like his medication, whatever he's taking, and then they like overdid it, and he was hospitalized. So in turn, he's asking the judge, like, can I at least be on like home detention? And I think he's in North Carolina.
I don't know.
Yeah, North Carolina. He's in Butner, North Carolina, in the prison there. And the judge was like, no. she held the gavel up and act like she was like, wave your hands in the air like you just don't care. No.
Step in the name of no.
Oh my God. And then some people are like, he just made the whole shit up. Like, that was a good try, R. Kelly. And they're like,
that was a good try though. He's probably on the side like, now look, I'm gonna go to the bathroom at about 4:30. So you're gonna come and you're gonna take the pills and crush them up, and I'm gonna
right, and it's gonna come up in the autopsy. They're like, but you're not gonna be dead. He's like, that's my point. he's like what's his name? Claude from Life. He's trying to escape. Why come for I can't just stand here and look at you? But in the comments, I mean, what people have to say. So somebody said, why would they send you to the home where you did the crimes?
Right? Hello?
Then people saying free that man needs to be studied. Like then somebody else said, bro, he did the stuff at home. He wouldn't be that wouldn't be the place to send him. And then somebody said, I love the judge. If standing on business and never losing the plot was a person, this man needs to be free. If parents aren't in jail, why is he still in jail? They allowed their daughters to be involved with this man. Thought he was slick. Somebody said Robert is not getting out. No, now Robert, how many times do we got to tell you to get comfortable? The comments are just cracking. I just had to go look at the comments. Like this is the best.
We're the best.
But you know, I feel like let him come home and just make music.
You know what? I'm talking because I still listen to R. Kelly music. I'm gonna always listen to R. Kelly music. Did we see the video? Did all of us see the video? See what he did? Yes, we did. You know, can a person be rehabilitated? I truly believe in that. But I you know, is he a menace to society? Yes, but society's also a menace. The society around has been a menace.
Okay, yin and yang.
I know. So I'm just trying to weigh it in my head. Like, do I want him home? Well, I mean, I ain't going to Chicago over there, so I'm probably way too mature for that. So hide your kids, hide your wife. We already know this is what you got to do. So if he were to come home, there's got to be some rules and regulations in place.
I mean, God forbid he's like living near a school or a park. Don't you have like people are sexual offenders and they are living. They just have to be listed.
Yeah, they have to. You gotta know they got a little red pin around their house. Yeah, you know where they at. Yeah. So I mean, there's nowhere that R. Kelly can go that nobody's gonna know who he is.
Right.
So let him. Yeah, I mean, I'm not advocating for him to stay in jail.
Okay.
But some things have to be in place if to come home. But he tried it. I think he tried it, and because I don't think that was real. I think he orchestrated that.
He orchestrated it.
You got plenty of time. Let's figure out a way to get me out of here.
Wait, did you hear about the prisoners? Was it New Orleans? Wait, I'm trying to think. And like 9 of them got out. Please tell me you saw the young prisoners that all got out. They busted out the side wall, and then somebody wrote a note and said this was too easy, and they spelled it wrong.
Yeah, aren't they still on the run or something?
I think out of like 8 of them, I think they caught maybe 4.
Yeah.
This was too easy. They were T-O, not T-O-O. This was too easy. Somebody's like, they need to go back to school. That's what you're running to go to. They got out. They straight busted a wall and ran.
You know what? If you're able to do that, you deserve to do that. If you're able to bust out a wall in a jail, you deserve to do it.
You know what? Good thing you don't have a prison. That was too easy. You know what? Then you deserve it.
You deserve to be out.
Would you whoa? You know what?
Let me tell you. Yeah, that's
if you drinking, you deserve to be drunk. Okay, that was easy. Thank you for the permission.
Okay. All right. So look. Moving on. So the Puffy trial is still going on. Depending on, it's funny. It's depending on what era you are, is what you call him. So I don't know too many Brother Love people, but either you gonna call him P Diddy, Puff Daddy, or what's the other name?
Papa Diddy Pop Love.
Yeah. So depending on the era. So I mean, I'm still the Puff Daddy era, so that's what I call him, or your Puffy, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's still going on. I think it is in, what is it, 6 weeks? This is like the 6th week of the trial since it started in May, right? It's going on.
Damn.
So Shaun P. Diddy, or Puff Daddy Combs, he's been charged with 2 offenses. So there's sex trafficking by force. So, and then there's the transportation prosecution. So how they divided it, it's pretty much in 3 ways. So there's the racketeering. So understanding what RICO is, that's basically saying there's like a criminal enterprise going on. It's like this criminal thing, like the mob. So basically where you're using a business to facilitate a crime. So whether that's the sexual exploitation by force, the threats over the years. That's what they're building the cases, where the prosecutors are building a RICO case. Then you have the separate offense of sex trafficking by force, fraud, or coercion. So the idea is that he's recruited these women, some of them ex-girlfriends, as we've heard from, and these others, and they filmed these freak offs, which now we know what this term means. It's been used ad nauseum in the media. What a sex or what a freak off is. So, and that there's an underlying current of violence and threats and drugs and lies. So this is where that sex trafficking comes in. Now, sex trafficking carries a minimum of 15 years in prison to life. And if there is found beyond no doubt, because we're in a criminal case, that it was done by force, or there was fraud, or there was coercion. So even if the victims were adults and there is some issues with consent, but if he's found guilty of the force part, that's going to be like almost like another 15 years. It could be like life in prison. So it's serious offenses. And then there is the transportation for prostitution charge, where it's saying that, this is, they're all getting flued out, all the escorts and the girlfriends and the boyfriends
flued out.
And, Cassie going online and finding a dude to come, all of that stuff, all the travel, all the sex acts, it's counted as prostitution under federal law. So the maximum penalty where he can go to jail is for 10 years. So far we're looking at 30 plus years to life in prison. And I believe it runs consecutively. So the max, the minimum he could probably do is 10 years and the max is life in prison. That's what he's facing. So when you look at the evidence, we've seen those terrible drawings, right? They're absolutely terrible. I don't know who got paid all this money to make these most terrible they look like chalk drawings.
Well,
have you
don't they usually use?
Like, oh my gosh, they look terrible. So, and we've heard the testimony. I mean, even you were telling me like some of the things that have been coming out in testimony wise, it sounds crazy. But does that rise to the level of, like I said, of RICO, sex trafficking, and transportation and prostitution? That's remains to be seen, and that's for the jury. However, looking at the evidence that has been presented so far, so obviously the video seen around the world, Cassie getting the physical violence against her, dragged on the floor, and all of that we've seen in the video, and the text messages. I know there was a lot of text messaging and the travel logs and the hotels and all of these things, which curiously, I don't know if it's ever said, because that hotel that this happened in California, it's no longer open, right? I think there was some payoff somewhere, obviously, because they got rid of the video until it showed up in this whole thing. So you got that. You got the witnesses, the testimony that's coming in from Cassie. You got the hotel video. You've got all of the. I mean, how many people have taken the stand so far is ridiculous. I've seen it's just an overwhelming amount of evidence that is showing violence, assaults, the trafficking, the racketeering. In my opinion, there's a lot there. Plus the bribes. So obviously, there's the bribes to the hotel staff because they suppressed the footage until we got to see it. So you have all of these things playing now.
Right.
The defense is going to argue that all of the sex acts, no matter how devious and how dirty or whatever it was, they were all consensual. And the defense is going to probably use some of the text messages back and forth and some of the testimony. So their best argument is going to be that it wasn't coercion.
Right.
That's going to be a little difficult, but that's what they're going to try to say. So here's my overall assessment. In terms of the sex trafficking, the prostitution charges, right? I think the evidence is overwhelming. There's the footage, like I said, the messages, the travel, all of the testimony that's been coming out. A lot of it seems to build a case for coercion, for some sort of organization when it comes to doing wrong. You're doing wrong. So, it's just a lot of corroborating sources, a lot of evidence that has come out to show sex trafficking and prostitution. Now, the racketeering, the RICO, that is still kind of developing because, again, we're talking about some of these acts, what they occurred like 20 something years ago plus.
Mm-hmm.
So the prosecution has to be able to connect some of these, these stories that we've heard, these individual acts,
Mm-hmm.
to a criminal enterprise. Like you've got to be able to show that the mob is, the mob is running, that's what it is. So in my opinion, the defense has a better chance at getting the RICO thrown out. It's a little weak at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's still developing. It's still, the trial is, I think the prosecution is nearing the rest or the end of its case. It's been 6-7 weeks in, so they've, presented a lot of testimony, and the defense is going to present its defense.
Mm-hmm.
And probably Puff Daddy's not going to testify, which, in a criminal case, the defendant usually doesn't take the stand because
Mm-hmm.
it is that the state, or well, in this case, the feds have to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the offenses were committed by Sean Diddy Combs. So the jury is going to deliberate. I think the jury deliberation begins sometime, in a couple of weeks or something. So, there'll be a verdict. We'll see what happens, but that's my take on it.
Mm.
So what do you think? I know we talked about, but this is like ongoing and like, yeah. So
I can't believe it's come to this.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's come to this, is that part. Like, oh my God, I can't believe it has come to this. And if it wasn't for the fact that the video came out with him dragging, his then girlfriend, Cassie, all of this wouldn't even matter. Like the sexing, the parties, whatever. Like it's an old story in Hollywood, New York, you name it. Like people, This is what and to be honest with you, nobody got hurt. I don't care. Like it wasn't until I saw her drag that it was like, ooh. And let's just say she had a big brother that like fucked him up, for lack of a better word. Okay. Then that would have just been taken care of. You get what I'm saying? Like men get away with that shit because they don't got nobody else to handle it. That's how I think of it. So it's that part right there that makes me look at like, okay, he needs a consequence for that. Like, I don't believe in, manhandling a woman. That was dead wrong. But then the fact that, she continued to come back for more and, like it was a consensual, like, that's just how they do, that's how that's their relationship. Then makes people feel like, well, let me mind my business. So that's a little tricky.
I'm listening because I get it, and I think you're speaking what most people say, like it wouldn't, like whatever you do, all the freaky deaky stuff is cool, but video and but technically he's not on trial for that video. He's not on trial for what those actions.
Right. It's for like like you said, the RICO, like it's organized crime in coercing these people and coming to these parties, the drugging, the, being organized and getting these prostitutes to come in. Even that, I feel like I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't feel like put him under the jail. Like I don't feel that way.
Okay. And I'm not hard set against it either when it comes to that. Like, nah, I mean, I think now it's just whatever was done in the dark is now coming out to light. Now we get to see it. And I mean,
come to this.
This is what it is. But at the same time, I do, from I don't want to say a spiritual perspective, but like a holistic, it's just like whatever you do in the dark does come out to light. And even when you think about the RICO, like how that was started, that was a way for the United States, the feds, to get and to infiltrate mobs, organized crimes, like
crime.
Whether you do through tax evasion and all the all these other things. That was a way to break up criminal organizations. So they're utilizing the RICO, which is is old law, to break up his business. And so it remains to be seen, but there's a lot of evidence that has come out. Now, whether that evidence will convince a jury that he is guilty beyond a reasonable doubt is a question for the jury. So we'll see. We gonna see.
Yeah, we will see. I just, wow, like who would have thought, like so many of these people that we grew up, listening to and still give a lot of credit for their musical talents are like you said, a lot of what they've been doing in the dark is coming to light. Like, this is the day of the reckoning. Like, wow. So, wow, who would have thought it would have, and at the same time, you just took it too far. You just, mm-mm.
Yeah.
You ain't right.
I think it's interesting that, me and my, the name, so Cassie, her name is Cassandra, and Cassandra in Greek mythology, which I'm not the fan of because they basically stole it from us. But in any case, the story is that Cassandra was the one, she didn't want the advances of Zeus. So she kind of like rebuffed him and, and she turned him down, and he cursed her to where her natural gift was as a, she was like a fortune teller, like, so he cursed her so that no one would believe her, that whatever truth that she told, no one would believe her. Huh. So it's interesting that Cassie, aka Cassandra, was the one that kind of blew the lid off of this and told her story. And, even to this, it was unbelievable until people saw the video. And then even still, I've heard people saying, some people are like, that's AI. It ain't even real. And until Puffy apologized for it, until he apologized for it, it was like, even the video wasn't enough for people. So it's just interesting that Cassandra.
Wow. That is very interesting. Well,
okay, pretty much.
Okay, so I took this. This was just basically like a headline that came up on Instagram, and it just made me laugh so hard. And I was like, this is perfect for the Weekend D. So I'm just going to read this and just tell me how you respond, all right. What if your side dude proposed to you before your own man?
What you gonna do, Cletus? What you gonna do?
You know what? I was like, whoever this is, I said, I love this for you. That was my first response. I love this for you.
Oh, man. I mean, I don't know what to say.
Oh, isn't that great?
I don't know if it's great. Do you think it's great?
It's laugh worthy. I'm saying it's great because it's, okay, first of all.
It's funny, but it's also, I don't know. It's just, it's sad.
It's like.
It's so sad.
It's sad, but at the same time, it's like, girl, you are juggling the cat.
And who really wants to be doing all that?
That part. So that's why I'm laughing, like to the point where one is trying to keep you, but one is proving that he wants to keep you. So that shit is like, wow, girl.
And in real life, you got to think about that. Like, well, like you said, the one that stood up, that one that wasn't even supposed to be stepping up to the plate, stepped up to the plate. Come on now.
Let me tell you something. These men are so, I don't know, blindside. Like, I don't know what the word is when, like, you don't know something when it's right in front of you. Like, if your woman,
you say you don't know what it is, that's what it is.
That's what it is, right? Okay. If you, it's like, there's a comedian, Rashawn, God rest him. He was just saying, like, when men lie to you, it's because they want to keep you. He's like, whether or not you want to hear it, that was a conversation we had before he died. Funniest thing. Men lie because they want to keep you. Like, real talk. And, you have to be, what did he say? Somewhat bulletproof to, like, other men. So in other words, like, my man is so good to me, ins and outs, that when I'm around other men, like, how to stay faithful in a room full of hoes is easy because, I'm not trying to risk it all. Like, women, we think twice. Right? So, that good looking dude who's, hollering sweet nothings, it's like, ha, whatever, but you ain't trying to go no further than that because, you're a little bit bulletproof, because your man makes you feel that way. Right. To other men penetrating your feelings, right? But if your man is making you so open to the ops, you know what I'm saying? You follow me here, where somebody else can penetrate you to the point of like a whole relationship and wanting to marry you.
You're using the word penetrate when we're not talking.
Well, I'm just saying penetrate your okay. Well, that too. But look, physically, mentally, that somebody else can really want to spend the rest of it. Like, how much are you really missing, my man, that like your girl is totally, being made to feel special somewhere else?
Yep.
Like, how are you missing that? Is that part of like, how are men not even seeing that? Like 9 times out of 10, if like a woman has another dude making her feel special because there's something like you're fucking up at home. It's never because she's happy, and men do shit like that where things can be perfect. You can be Halle Berry. You can be Beyonce. It don't matter. They just love, you know what I'm saying? They love a little challenge, you know, and they will risk it all. Women, we think twice, like, hold up, man, now. We you know, we not. So if she has a full on relationship and dude wants to marry you, then like, girl, you are juggling. Like, how did you get away with that? How did your man not notice it? Is that part?
This is true. I mean, the man, the one who stepped up to the plate, wasn't even his assignment.
Yo, he done took the SAT and did the thesis paper.
All of it. Wow.
And they were like, "Oh, you're still in 11th grade." He's like, "Well, I figure I get it done."
Really, I love it though.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I love that for you, because like, and it just goes to show you that a man will do what he wants to do. So
absolutely, you ain't gotta force a man to do shit. You gonna do exactly what he wants to do at all times. Don't
right.
You ain't gotta do nothing. You ain't gotta act. You ain't gotta do nothing.
They not that whole she's a girl that got away. No, they will make sure that never happens if that's what they really want. Player. Okay, player. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been in this game for years. It made me an animal. Like, come on now. There's rules to this shit. I know. Are you kidding me? Like, there's somebody said, like, don't let no man tell you he's too busy when a whole married man can take you out and make you feel special and still live a single life. Don't let no single man make you, you know what I'm saying, tell you that he's too busy. Like, don't you ever. Okay, married men be out here living a single life.
I truly live by that. Like, don't, you know. And I mean, and that goes not just for men, but that goes for anybody. You're gonna do what you want to do. Just stop. You're gonna do what you want to do, even if you sit down. She made me do it. Is she? You know, no, you did what you wanted to do. You did exactly what you wanted to do.
Yeah. There's no such thing as a girl that got away. No such thing. Yeah. So I mean, and the thing is that I'm thinking this guy, he may have already known that he was a side piece. Like, they.
I don't think so. Well, yeah, I'm feeling the vibe that he did.
I don't think that it was like such a big
deal. And then try to move up to 10
Yeah.
trying to Donkey Kong on her, like, I'm coming up there, girl. Meet me up there. Yo.
That is such a soap opera.
Yep. And I'm over here like, well, go for it. Look who stepped up.
If that don't make you come home mad looking at your man, like,
right? Like, you don't even know.
You're like, what's wrong? Like, That's all. I just got a little diamond in my pocket.
You just one day you just end up and, you know, do the little picture with the ring out. Like, just let him see that. Don't even say nothing.
Yeah.
Like, don't even use that as ammunition to try to get something out of him. Like, you snooze, you lose. Like,
really? Yeah, move in silence.
Send him an invitation to the wedding. He can come if you act right.
Right. It's gonna be open bar.
You can be there.
But I mean, if it's somebody you prefer to be with on top of it, then yeah, go about your way. But wow, these women, yeah. So don't let nobody tell you that, you know, it's taking them umpteenth years. No. People do. A man will make a move, honey.
I totally agree. I totally agree.
Listen, you can put some diamonds in your ears. Pay attention.
All right.
Okay. Well, you want to get to the jam?
I absolutely do. Look at the smile on my face. Okay. So, so I'm going to take y'all back to 2005 to Mariah Carey's 10th studio album, The Emancipation of Mimi. Now, I remember there was a time when, I guess during that time, she was going through a divorce or something, and The Emancipation of Mimi, it was like her breakout album. I don't know if you remember. But anyway, that album was, and it was actually a remix. So she did Shake It Off, right? You know, basically talking about, like, things we always go through. The unfaithful lover, you know, she's packing up her things and she's breaking up with him and talking about the answer machine. And so, you know, it's old. You know, it's right. Because By the time he gets his message, it's gonna be too late.
Just call my mama, she knows.
Yeah, but the remix was so dope. So at the beginning, it starts with Jay-Z, talking about just talking what he talking. We always love Jay-Z. And but he giving her like that what she needed to hear. There's plenty of other fish in the sea. Like don't even stress. Like breakup is evident. Like get up out of there. So I love Jay-Z because here come what's his name? So this was Jeezy when he was young Jeezy, right? And at that point we didn't really know who Jeezy was, and he showed up at the end of the song, talking all that eat Popeyes for dinner, drink Chris out the bottle, eat Popeyes for dinner, just giving that whole ATL gonna, but with
how we do it. This how we do it out here.
I said, like, this was an era. You gotta appreciate Mariah Carey because as beautiful as her voice was and is, she blended like R&B and hip hop. So she brought the goons out, and then did doing her own shit. I loved it. I love that about her, and I always love that about her because it's like, oh yes, I'm gonna sing. I got a beautiful voice, and I'm gonna sing. But you gonna get these Jadakiss bars. You gonna get these Jay-Z bars.
It's like she never denied the hip hop artists. Like she was like, "You wanna do a duo?" Like, and it was always the hottest, from Snoop to like you say Jay-Z. I can go on and on to Busta Rhymes. Like she has done some dope collaborations.
So she did that. So shout out to Mariah Carey, "Shake It Off" with Jay-Z and Young Jeezy. Did you love that song?
Yeah. The beginning start. Yeah, I like the original and the remix, but when the remix came out, it was like, oh shoot.
Breakup is imminent. I know. What's the sense of moving on to tomorrow?
That damn Jay.
Baby. Gotta let it do what it do, baby.
Let it do what it do, baby. Everybody laughed at that little verse. Like, that damn Jay-Z.
Yeah, because he right. I shake that off. By the time you get this message, it's gonna be
too late. Oh.
Don't bother paging me because I'll be on my way.
Packed up my Louis Vuitton. I mean,
I and took off. Yep. And you know what?
You're gonna miss me, baby.
It's like, you know what? I've been there. I know exactly.
You're gonna miss me, baby. Don't you say I told you so. Yeah, I think I told somebody recently going through a breakup, and I started to sing the Mariah song. She's like, "What song is that?" I was like, "Okay, maybe I don't sound right when I'm singing it, but I know." I was like, "But I know." I was like, "You just gotta shake this off. Like, you're gonna be all right. You gotta shake it off, bro. You gotta shake it off." Like,
that's my song.
Yes. Okay, I like that. Yay! Shake it off. True story. Girl, you call me a shimmier because I will shake a motherfucker off. What is that, a Christmas tree in Tinseltown? No, that's me over there shaking it off. Because let me tell you, I will be big wheels keep on rolling. Tina Turner on your ass.
Oh, yes. You know that Proud Mary. You be in the fast part.
Like, look at her. Yeah, I will shake. Yeah, it is a gift. It is a gift. One may call it a Scorpio thing, but
I don't know. It must be a Taurus thing too. Because let me tell you, what's my motto? You ain't got to worry
about me. Wait, I'm sorry. I know we gotta go. Can I just share something that is so funny? When we were talking about like ailments or whatever, and I was telling our other sister about it, and I can't stop crying laughing. How you was like, "Don't be rolling me in the living room." So we was talking about like a DNR. That's what we was talking about, like to sign a DNR, which is do not resuscitate. And you were like, don't have me living in that state. Like, don't you be talking about she's in the back room posting me up in the living room.
Eating applesauce with it all up on my shirt.
Talking about, we'll go get her. Hold on, let's go get her and post me up in the living room. I can't stop laughing.
Oh, but I mean that.
Oh, that is so funny because I can imagine it. Don't be going to get me from the back room. Talking about let's go get her. Post me up in the corner living room. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. I won't. You hear me? I was like, I hear you. I won't.
I meant it. I meant every word.
But just for shits and giggles. Oh, that is the best. Sorry, that had nothing to do with Shake It Off. Sorry, y'all.
And I don't know what
I should have saved that for our phone call, right? That I shared with y'all. That's the bond we have. You know what I'm saying, y'all? I just let y'all in on a little something. That's how hard we laugh on some really dark shit. Because that is.
Wait, I was telling somebody where I know we live, but for Father's Day was recently, so we talk to people that lost their fathers, whatever. And I said, me and my sister got this little thing where you might say something, be like, "You ain't got no daddy, man."
I'm shaking my head because I started that shit in the middle of CVS in the cards. Called all y'all on three-way that day. Like,
I was like, you ain't got no daddy, man.
You ain't got no daddy, man. And once now we can laugh at that. But I was like, I can only call my sisters on Father's Day, tell y'all to get out the card aisle because why? Because you ain't got no daddy, man. And that was that's been what here we are.
Here we are. Say that to somebody when it's too soon.
No, it's too soon. But now here we are, 20-something years later, and it's now we can laugh about it. I think Daddy laughs with us too.
I know. That's why I was like, I know he'd be laughing, so it's funny still, even to him. Like,
yeah.
You ain't got no. Okay, all right. Look, y'all. We've come to the end.
We've come to the end.
But you can subscribe to That's What I'm Saying, the podcast. You can listen to us on iTunes and Google Play and SoundCloud and iHeartRadio and Spreaker. I don't think Spreaker. Whatever. Spotify. Look, wherever you listen to podcasts, you can listen to us. Also, please watch That's What I'm Saying, the TV show, weekdays on Island TV. Or you can the Island TV app. Follow us on Instagram at TwizPod. And Shatara, what else do we need to let everybody know?
Let you know that if you have a question for the Weekend D Report, because we know you do, you want to advertise with us, want to keep up to date on all my upcoming comedy shows, as well as our podcast and TV events, then get social with us. Slide into our DMs on Instagram or on Twitter. So as always, thank you all for listening. And until next time, stay healthy, stay well. Peace.